What is up, guys? This is Senso, and today I'll be going over something just a little bit different rather than playing games and posting. I've been getting into Dead by Daylight, which is a pretty fun game. It's a 4-player co-op, well 5 if you play custom games, but it's 4 survivors versus 1 killer, or 1 killer versus 4 survivors. Just depends on how you like to play. Today though, I'll be going over some perks and some sets, just some loadouts that I think are fun to run, kind of creative, kind of different. Nothing meta, but it's only for the survivors this go around. And there'll be 10 of them. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first one is No Pain, No Gain. And this is featuring No Mither, Leader, or Prove Thyself, Resilient, and Dead Hard. This here is just a loadout that makes you crank the generators. The only bad thing about it is you really can't do very many chasing. So it's more of like, it's a little selfish in my opinion. You're just kind of like getting a gen jockey, in other words, just being a gen jockey and getting the gens done, trying to avoid the killer at all costs. If the killer like comes your way, you might as well just turn around and run. So it's high risk, kind of high reward, but like I said, these are just for fun, nothing really meta, try harder, or anything like that, just for fun's sakes. The next one we'll be getting into, which is kind of my personal favorite, is Locker Bully. The strengths that are in it would be Inner Strength, Head On, Flashbang, and Deception. This one's pretty fun. This is probably my by far favorite out of the entire 10 that we'll be discussing. Inner Strength allows you to heal once you cleanse a totem, which you're getting in a locker to do so that's pretty good. You heal 1 state. Head On, once you're in the locker for 3 seconds, you can bust out of it, you'll get the exhaustion perk, but you stun the killer for 3 seconds, which is also pretty good. Flashbang, once you complete a generator 50%, you can go get in a locker for I think 3 seconds, and then you'll get a flashbang, which is pretty nice. You can throw it at the killer's feet, and it's all around. It's pretty good if you can use it, if you throw it at the right time. And then of course you have Deception, which it's hilarious when people fall for this. You'll run up by a locker, you'll slam it, and the killer can hear it, and the killer will be on his way, he's coming, or if he's really close on a chase, he'll stop the chase and actually most of the time turn around, unless it's a good killer in the higher ranks. He'll turn around and actually go check that locker, and so it might pull somebody off the chase and you'll get lost, or the killer will lose you. So either way it works out. The next one we'll be talking about is Iron Man, and the perks that are inside this set or loadout is Deliverance, Breakdown, Saboteur, and Borrowed Time. This is all practically based and built around the hook, getting people off the hook with Borrowed Time, breaking the hook I think it breaks the hook if you also get off of it. I'd actually have to go back and check, or I know it breaks the hook once you get off of it, but for the player that you unhook, I don't know if it breaks it as well. Deliverance is also pretty good with it, and Saboteur is also just, you don't have to have a toolbox, you can walk up and just break a hook and then run away without it at a slower pace. So all around, Iron Man's pretty decent, but like I said, how often are you going to run and actually break down a hook? Not really, it's just another little fun set. The next one we're going over is Soul Brothers. This is more if you're playing with a friend or whatnot. So the ones that would be inside this perk loadout would be Blood Pack, Saboteur, Breakout, and Prove Thyself. All of this is focusing real heavily around teamwork and being real close, especially to the person that is the obsession. If you are the obsession, then Blood Pack is kind of just out there. You're down to the last 3. But it's real close. You have like Breakout, which if you're close to the killer and someone's being carried, the person being carried, he gets a struggle increase, and you also get a slight bit of speed from it as long as you're close to him within a certain range, and so forth, so on. Prove Thyself, helping with any actions that are with 2 people or more, and you get a buff from it. The next one we'll be going down is kind of like the Locker Bully, but it's the Gen Bully. The perks that are inside this set are Blast Mine, the Red Herring, Repressed Alliance, and Built to Last. This is all focused around the killer just kind of annoying him, because most of the time if the killer kind of loses chase, he'll run up to the locker and he'll try to break it if possible. Well, not break it, he'll kick it. So with Blast Mine, you'll walk up and then you'll just put the blast mine. He goes to kick it and gets flashed, which allows you to get away. All around, it's okay. The Red Herring allows you to work on a generator, kind of gives a sound cue off to the killer. The killer can get baited and go for it, but it's kind of hit and miss with that one. Repressed Alliance is also another type of hit and miss because it's a good and bad. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. yeah, the killer can't kick the generator, but you also can't work on it for the duration of the time being. So it's kind of just take and give, I suppose, at that point. So the next one we'll be going down to is Loot, Loot, Loot. It's another one of my favorites, and this one is also going to be featuring Ace in the Hole, Built to Last, Appraisal, and Streetwise. This is all about loot, the chests, which is really good if you compare it with like some type of coin. So you have more chests around the map. Appraisal allows you to dig and get more chances to get more items out of the chest. You get 3 tokens with the highest tier of the version of it. Ace in the Hole allows you to get a item attached along with it, plus it gives you a better chance of an increased item, such as getting like a purple instead of a brown, or so forth, so on. And then you have the rest of them, such as Built to Last. Once the item's been depleted, it goes ahead and jumps up after, I think it's 10 seconds, and that's pretty good. Overall, you're just digging in chests, you're opening them up, you're getting them set. You can change maybe, I don't know, streetwise with plunder and be able to find the chest around the map a lot easier than you naturally would, because there's been some times I can bring a coin and still have a hard time finding the chest. So that's another fun one. That's one of my favorite. The next one we'll be discussing is Pallet God. Smash hit, Windows of Opportunity, Any Means Necessary, and Dead Hard. This is more or less just kind of trying to loop the killer as long as possible, and if they happen to, or once you throw down your pallet, if they don't break it and you kind of lose chase, you can run by it real quick, reset the pallet, and then do it all over again. This is all good and grand as long as they don't break it. If they kind of break it, then you're just out of luck, you're SOL. But that's why a window of opportunity is something to fall back on. It allows you to go to the next window, try to vault it if possible, so forth, so on. The next one you have is Medic, which is all about healing, Bite the Bullet, Botany Knowledge, Borrowed Time, and Empathy. Empathy allows you to see all the people around the map that are hurt. You could probably even use Bond, which I would suggest would be like a better ideal, because I mean, if you have Bond, you're going to be able to see people kind of like hunched over running around, so change it if you want to, or unless you just want to strictly focus on the people that are hurt and just kind of like A-lining it or B-lining it straight to them. That's good and grand, so those can be interchanged if you'd like. But Bite the Bullet allows you to heal somebody silently. Botany Knowledge allows you to use a medical equipment 20% faster. And then Borrowed Time is just pretty good because you can get someone off the hook and they can take a hit. Extremely good for late game, which is really, really nice. Going down, we have the Slippery Boy, and we all love the Slippery Boy. So this is all focusing of trying to get out of the grasp of the killer. So you just got to pray and hope that they don't have like iron clasp or whatnot. So it has Bowled Over, Flip Flop, Decisive Strike, and Tenacity. This is all about trying to get you back up, trying to move away, just being as slippery as possible once you get hit, downed, or picked up. Try to get off as much as possible. And it's just, overall, if I had to replace any of them, the Decisive Strike, in my opinion, is not very good. Like, yes, it's a anti-tunnel measure, but at the end of the day, with the nerf that they gave it a while back, being able to not use it at any given time after you've been picked up, it's not really worth it. So you can probably change it out for something else if you'd like. What else you would change it with? I actually can't think of anything off the top of my head. Maybe you could pick up something like Resilient or something along those lines, or just kind of whatever else would replace that. Then we have the last one. The very last one that we have here is Rat Run. And Rat Run's just kind of based off of an inside joke with my friends and stuff like that, with playing a game called Tarkov. It's just a joke. But Rat Run has Distortion, Alert, Urban Evasion, and Burst Sprint. You could probably even change Burst Sprint to Dead Hard. This is all focused around just kind of being self-soloed or self-worried or whatnot. Don't worry about anybody else. If the killer sees you, you just try to kind of leave them or whatnot. But even if you do get in a chase, you still have your Burst Sprint. You have your Urban Evasion if you want to creep around a rock. All of that's good and grand. So, and it's just, you're just playing like a rat. That's about it. Distortion, if the killer happens to see you with the annoying perks like barbecue and chili, or the Myers perk, which allows him to see you but he can't tear up. That one's kind of OP in my opinion. but it's just stuff like that. You'll be able to see the killer, but the killer won't be able to see you. There's also 2 other ones that I'm working on, Catch Me If You Can, which is more of just like focusing on running, and For the Blood, which is just farming blood points strictly, so you'd have different things like that. But I haven't finished them yet, so I'm still kind of looking. I was just, like I said, this is something just a little bit different than my normal videos that I post. Just kind of a refresher. With a lot of other things that have came up recently, it's kind of put my videos on delay, on hold, but that's a discussion for another time. But yeah, like I said, this is just a little refreshing game that I've picked up and thought was pretty fun. Played it with the friends, and just, yeah, overall, it's a pretty good game. I highly recommend it to anybody that is just looking for something to play with their friends, play with their girlfriends, play with their spouse, just whatever. Because it's thrilling. It gets you on the edge of your seat at some times. And if you want to play the killer and just, you know, kind of like flatline everybody and just roll them over, just go ahead and pick you up the good old Billy, or Billy snipe people across the map. Or just, you know, you might even buy a DLC pack or a add-on character, just whoever, and play them and get the perks and just kind of like explore and get a feel for the killers. Because sometimes, like when I first started playing this game especially, I always thought like, oh man, the killers are so overpowered, they're just so strong, there's no reason to play this. Because when I first started playing this game, I absolutely disliked it. Could not stand this game. One of my friends talked me into buying this game. That's the only reason why I bought it. We played it for a while, and I was just like, man, I don't know why y'all think this game's fun. The killer's just too overpowered. But then it's just like a little later on, you kind of figure out like, oh, hey, this is all about class building in a sense. Just like play how you would like to play, pick different perks that you want, get the teachables, and just like, you just have to it's all about mind games and everything like that. So it's just a game that keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's just fun to play and so forth. But like I said, if you're looking for a new game to play, I highly recommend playing this and kind of getting over the crap factor and just have to adjust to it. Go, okay, I'll have to play. And once you get better, then you'll notice like what the killers do and what's strong and what's not strong and what's meta and what's not meta and so forth, so on. But like I said, this is just a little fresh shake-up or not whatnot from my normal stuff that I normally post. So if you like this video, just go ahead and drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think about it. If you do, then I can continue making these type of videos. I can even do funny moments or whatnot of the Dead by Daylight gameplay that I have with me and my friends, which there's some plays that are just absolutely crazy, or the killer is just really, really good, or just really, really bad. So if you, like I said, if you like what you're seeing here and you'd like to see more of this content, just drop a comment down below, let me know, and then I'll go ahead and work on that and play this for a little bit. But thank you for watching. I'll see y'all on the next one.